Borada, good morning. Welcome to Tai Chi Movement and Mindfulness. It is me, Sarah Tag, and we're going to be just doing one sequence. We're looking for really trying to relax, just become very present. So we're going to make a start. We're going to see if we can just find a space. We're going to see if we can find that nice grounded space. So I've got my feet quite wide. While they're quite wide, just have a little movement of these arms around you. Make sure you've got enough space because there is some full arm movements coming into the sequence, and we just want to make sure you're not going to hit anything and hurt yourself. So while we're doing this, we're going to take those feet really quite close together. We're going to take those feet quite wide apart. And we're going to just see how we feel. We're just noticing those feet on the floor. We're going to see if we can relax the toes. And we're going to make those movements smaller and smaller till we arrive at that midpoint where you feel that those feet are hip width apart. You feel balanced. You feel comfortable. We're just going to allow those toes to relax down into the floor. Remember, you can use shoes, you can wear socks. I like to do this barefoot. I like to really feel my feet on the floor. Now we're going to think about lengthening through this spine. We're going to imagine just space opening up between each segment. We're going to soften those shoulders. And we're going to straighten out those legs. So we're standing tall, but we have this relaxed presence about us. And then we're going to simply take those knees off lock. Just soften those knees. Almost allow your weight to sink downwards into the floor. Really feel this connection with the ground. And then we're going to bring those hands together. Notice the skin of the hands, the fingers, the palms. And then we're going to allow this head to rest in those hands. Allow that softness to come through the shoulders, the arms, the fingers, and then again. Bringing your awareness into the skin of the hands. Is it cold? Warm? And then as that skin makes contact with the face, notice how the face feels to the hand. Notice the contours of the cheekbones, the brow bone. You may notice some heat between the palms, between the fingers. Allow yourself to relax, to soften into that private space. And then we can allow those hands to come away. And we're going to see if we can come into this self-massage. So we're going to start with these fingertips, dancing over that head. Just allowing those movements to come where you think you might need them the most. Over the head. And then either with those fingertips or with that light fist or with that smoothing action with the hand. I'm going to use a light fist. I'm coming to the neck, the shoulder, the outside of this arm. This is a form of massage. But it's all about self-care. So if you feel that this is hurting you, you might want to try the fingertips. You might want to try that smoothing action. You might want to make that movement just a little bit lighter. When we've gone down the outside of one arm and up the inside, just going to rest for a moment. Just notice if there's any change between the two sides. and then to the other side. So we're taking our time with this. It's really tempting to rush this little bit. Start thinking about what you need to get out the freezer for dinner later. But there's value in noticing, taking time for your body. And then from there, let's take this massage to the chest, round that chest, covering the front of the body, particularly like focusing on this digestive system, and then around to that lower back. I'll just turn so you can see how I'm going here. And you can do these alternate taps, or you can take them together, and we're going to come down the backs of the thighs. So just be aware of that soft limit. How far feels natural for you? So I'm not going to get all the way around my feet today. I'm going to come back at the inside of my thighs. I'm not going to force this movement. I'm going to come down the outside of these legs. And I'm just going to take it to my natural limit. Always back up the inside of these thighs. And then finally down the fronts of these thighs. And I've gone a little bit further with that one, but without trying too hard. I'm just going with my natural instincts, my natural range. And then we'll just shake those feet out, shake those legs out. Sometimes my feet don't want to always shake, so I might have another couple of goes. Because your feet become quite static in this sequence. Okay. Maybe shake out those arms a little bit as well. And then again, we're going to focus on that principle of being grounded. So we're going to feel that connection with the floor. We're going to notice those feet. We're going to allow those toes to soften, spread. And then we're going to take our weight into the balls of the feet. And then we're going to take our weight into the heel. So while we're doing this, imagine that length through the spine. But the shoulders are soft. Arms just hanging off that trunk. There's no tension. And then we'll make those movements in the feet smaller and smaller till we arrive at the midpoint where our weight is centered. Through the middle of the feet, we can feel the heels and the balls of the feet. And then we're going to keep those heels on the floor, but we're going to take those knees off lock. As we do that, the arms are rising up. And then we'll straighten out those legs and the arms come down. So it's as if we have this ball. As the knees just soften, come off lock, the arms are rising. Diagonal repatterning. We can feel those feet grounded. And as we move, that weight sinking into that side of the body. Weight through the left foot, pushing off that left foot. There's almost that rotation through the body as that right hand makes contact, that left foot, and that left hand makes contact with that right foot. So as we move away from center, we're breathing out. As we come back, breathing in, but we're not going to worry about that breathing. And then we're just going to make sure those knees are soft. And we let these arms go. So arms are floppy. And we're just taking that weight again from one foot through to the other. We have that lovely long spine. It's quite tempting to lean forwards here. Open up that chest. Open up that upper back. And just let those arms go. Let those arms go. And then when we stop that movement, the arms are just going to take a little bit of time to come back. Allow them to rest. We're going to see if we can take those knees off lock. And we're going to imagine almost a football resting in the curve of your forearm. We're going to lift your chest over that ball. We're going to breathe out. And then we're going to lift that chest. This time, we're going to lift that chest to the left. Open up that space in the right side of the trunk. And we're going to come back. We're going to do the same this way. And then we're just gently lifting that chest, opening up that space in the abdomen. So now we're going to lift that chest over that imaginary board, open up that space in the upper back, and then we're going to gently roll over to that left and open up that space in the abdominals and roll over to the right. So we're almost circling with this rib cage, with the sternum, this breastbone. Breathing in and we're breathing out. Shoulders are soft. We're imagining that we're buried in sand right up to our waistband. So there's no movement in the hips. The arms are static. They're just resting around this ball. The movement is coming from these muscles in your trunk. You can feel them. And now we're going to change direction. So just opening up that space on the right side of the body. And then coming down. Opening up the space in that lower back. Opening up the space in the left side of the body. There's flow. Softness. You can feel those feet on the floor. Breathing out. And we're breathing in. Breathing out. And we're breathing in. And then we're going to let those arms gently fall down by the side. We're going to open up that chest. Open up that back. Open up that trunk. Soften those knees. Those heels stay down. And then we're going to straighten out those legs. And as we do this, we're going to breathe in. And we're going to gently breathe out. So imagine I'm picking you up, your sleeves by your elbows, quite wide. And we're flying like wild geese. We're breathing in, breathing out. We're entering the breathing section. Filling the lungs. Gently pushing all that air out, making way for clean, new air full of life. Let's take one more of those. Find the flow, the grace. You can feel those feet connected to the floor. And as we rise up, you can feel that movement coming from the ground through the legs, the spine, all the way into the shoulders. Heaven and earth. That long spine. The shoulders aren't stiff, they're soft. It's as if I'm lifting you by the sleeve at your wrist, and then just gently lowering those wrists down, making circles, the palms of your hands, tracing that lower spine all the way down to the heels. And then we're going to open to the day. Breathing in, breathing out. So from the ground, we rise up. And then those knees soften, placing that kangaroo tail down at your heels. Not overreaching, not trying too hard, finding that natural point of tension. It's an open, it's a welcome. It's a pleased to see you, not a, I better do this. Now we're going to bend those knees, keep those heels down. Opposite hand, opposite knee, and then we're going to breathe in and breathe out. We can make this movement as big, as small as our range allows. So it doesn't matter how big the move is in order to become full. Focusing on that breath, moving as we breathe in, breathing out, making sure that those knees stay in line with that big toe, that we don't go too far, and then we're going to reverse that move. So we're bending the knees as those arms swoop down, straightening those legs as we breathe in. Finding your range, finding your soft limit, not pushing outside those boundaries, finding what feels good for you. If anything feels sore or painful, just going to reduce that range of movement. Now, with one hand, gazing at the moon, taking that weight through that right leg and back to both legs. It's as if that weight is spiraling down through that left leg into the ground, and we push off the ground to bring us back. Breathing out and breathing in. Let's see if we can try it with two hands. Picture that moon in your hands, and we're just going to put it up in the sky. We're going to let it go. Breathing out. Noticing, maybe for the first time today, What lies maybe out of your normal line of vision? What lies behind you? What's hiding to the side? Just noticing what's around you, not just what's in front of you. Breathing out and in. So a chance to move those feet somewhat. I'm going to turn around. We're going to take that natural step. So we're going to turn this foot away from center. Take that weight into that foot. And then just step out with this one. Those hips forwards, long spine. And we're going to breathe in as we take our weight into the back foot. Breathe out. Here am I. Not overreaching, not trying too hard. Finding your soft limit from the hips, clearing this space. Moving any negative out of that circle that surrounds you, filling it with positive. And then coming back, we'll do the same on the other side. So I'm going to turn and face you for this one. Just take the other foot, she says. So we've still got that tail resting behind the heels. That long spine. We're going to breathe in, breathe out. Watch where you are on that point of the breath out. Maybe hold it there for a few seconds. Do you feel uncomfortable? Are we overreaching? Find that point where we can hold that movement. We can soften the shoulders, we can relax. That will be your soft limit. Breathing. Notice the toes. They soft. Let's take one more. Here am I. This is the real me. The one I pretend to be. So much easier being ourselves. So as we take those knees off lock, we're going to bring those hands together. Let's see if those palms recognize each other. And we're going to see if we can bring this left hand over the right, or the right hand over the left. I'm going to draw that right hand. So this is waving hands like clouds. We have this folding at the hips, taking the weight into that right leg, taking the weight into that left leg, pushing on. It's this folding movement. So the knees are staying in line with the toes. And then we can add that hand movement. Breathing into center, breathing out as we move away from center. Nice long spine. rolling chi ball. So we're going to take this natural step, that imaginary ball onto that right or the back thigh. So just let this hand rest on top of it. We're going to push off this back leg and we're going to rotate those hips, roll that ball onto the front thigh. So we're going to roll. Soften the shoulders, soften that face, soften your toes. Just relax into this rolling movement. Left to right, right to left. Changing that leading foot, stepping into that right foot, taking that weight there, stepping out with the left. Tail is down, ball resting on that back thigh. And again, rolling chi ball, allowing those hips to rotate. Imagining this ball fizzing with energy as we push off that back leg. Take that weight into that front leg. Just rolling, flowing. Let's take one more of these. Standing tall, that open chest. Imagining that big long tail hanging behind you from your tailbone. We're going to soften those knees and allow that tail just to touch the floor behind your heel. And then we're going to straighten those legs, lift that tail up. And this time, as we lower the tail down, the arms are going to rise. 5 elements. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to put that breath in and out. Feel those feet on the floor. Notice that breath just gently filling those lungs. Notice that breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just rest there for a moment. And then our circle of well-being. And see if we can draw this picture, this line, all the way around the body. So we got that tail down. And we're just circling, drawing this line. Find your soft limit with it. We're breathing in as we reach up, breathing out. We can bend those knees a little bit more if that lower back is stiff. Or we can make the circles a little bit smaller. And then we're going to breathe out and in. Return to center. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking that breath in. As we breathe in, is the rise, straightening of those legs. No need to lock the knees. As we breathe out, that softening of the knee joint. And then we'll stand just within ourselves for a few moments. Be aware of your breathing. Be aware of some of the sounds around us. And then maybe wiggle those toes. Give those hands a little shake. Give those feet a little shake. Get them nice and loosened up and just take your time. Come back into the room. And I would like to say thank you for joining me for that one. So if you have any questions, you can email me on my work email address. I know that you've got that. And just enjoy the rest of the day. If anyone would like me to film a seated version, please let me know, because that would be lovely. And so I'll wait to hear from you. But thank you and enjoy.